to continue moving forward on this 1982 Camaro. There's not a whole lot left. It's just putting everything back together, right? So in this video, I hope to have the power steering, the air conditioning, the distributor, carburetor, some text messages, and a whole lot of other things done. That way, starting tomorrow, I can start trying to get this thing running again and maybe even test drive it. So that's the goal, and hey, we're gonna get going. I'm not going to do a whole lot of time lapse on all this little knick-knack stuff, but what I will do is I'll show you what we got right now, and then I'll bring you back after each little thing that we get installed. So you see, I got the power steering, and I need to get the alternator on, and then the air conditioning, get all that junk back into place, get the radiator in place, get the hoses bolted up, clamped on, and you know, we're gonna get that. So I'll bring you back once I get some of that stuff done. Not a whole lot of instructive video there anyways. I got the headers on the front and the rear bolt on each one, and then I got the flanges bolted on down below. So if I bolt the torque converter on, I can put the car back on the ground, make it a little easier to reach everything. So I think I'm going to do that, honestly, first. So I'll bring you back once I have some progress here. Can't see it, but I got the torque converter bolted on, and I got all the transmission bolts tight, and I went ahead and zip tied some wires out of the way so they won't be touching the header on either side. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the car back on the ground, and hey, we got to record that just in case it falls on me so I can get 1,000,000 views when I die. So let's go ahead and get the car down on the ground. That's a major milestone. I won't have to roll around in the dirt anymore. So, you know, the dirt and grime came off the car. I did sweep before I brought it in here, but as you can see, wind blows leaves in and things like that. So I got everything out from under. So I'm gonna start with lowering it down in the rear, and then I'll come around to the front. I don't really think that it's going to fall on me, but hey, you never know. Could be calamity. Okay. Back's going to be coming down, then we'll get the front. Got some vacuum hoses here. I don't know if I need them. We don't need to run them over and get rid. I don't know if the jack really goes high enough to jack it up from the center. Let me try. Save us some time. Oh. Just barely goes high enough. Coming down. Okay, well, I'm going to get back at it, doing everything up top, which is everything that's left. And we'll see how much more we get done. I'll bring you back for the accessories being reinstalled. All right, here's what we got. Got the AC compressor in place. I got the water pump, I got the power steering pump down here and the alternator. I put the distributor down in place, and I was looking at the bolts that I had on the 350, and let me see if I can get you set up here where you can see. So this was adapting, you know, to this adapter. I don't know what it was used for, but it was adapting a quadrajet style, but this isn't long enough to clear this gasket. See, it's not a long enough bolt. So I found a bolt that's the right length, and it's like so. That's gonna be about the right length. So what I gotta do is I gotta go to the hardware store. It's already late, they're already closed. And then for the other size bolt, I've sized this one out going the other direction, which is gonna come up on the carburetor. And you know, but through that adapter. That's why it's so long. So I gotta get some bolts. So I can't go any further with the carburetor. And I'm at a good stopping point here. What I have left to do is, well, when I go to the hardware store, I'm going to pick up my spark plugs because they came in. And so I'll have a fresh set of spark plugs. And I need to bolt this header on properly. I wanted to wait by the time I got all these brackets on, you know, in place. And they're all in there loosely. So I can check my alignments and everything for my belts. So I got to do that. I got to hook the fuel line. I got to get the carburetor put on. I got to get the distributor cap on, get the radiator in, fill it up with water, hook up the alternator, and then I might be pretty close. I don't have to put the hood on yet, you know. Makes it a lot easier to work on it without a hood. So that's where we're headed. It looks like tomorrow might be the day. Who knows? Unless we run into some sort of trouble. So I'm going to pause for today, but this video is going to continue on till tomorrow. So I'll see you in the morning. Okay, I got the bolts. These should be long enough to make it past the thicker quadrajet style gasket. And I got some little hex bolts here for the actual manifold. So I'm gonna get this set up and then show you how this is done. All right. So you got this spacer. The quadrajet side is gonna go down because we're putting the holly on top, right? So what you gotta do is you gotta put all your bolts in, and then you can put your gasket on. I just lost my new bolt. No. It went way under the damn toolbox. So anyways, these fit in these little slots here like this. Hope the lighting's not too bad for you. So you get all these in here, then you just kind of hold this gasket in place, right? And see, the edges will be just enough to hold these bolts from falling out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. And see, that's what the holly's going to sit on top of. But we're going to go place this on the actual intake manifold. Let's do that. I'm using my jack as a jack handle as a freaking stand. let's get this out of the way. So we're going to place this on the intake. And we're going to keep on rolling, boys. All right, let's pull this out. Place this down here like so. See? Now I'm going to go ahead and pull these babies out. And if everything's right, it'll line up. And we'll be able to have a nice solid attachment. Unlike my relationship with reality, it'll be a solid attachment. All right, enough jokes. You get my Allen wrench. It's going to be the right size for that. Almost got it on the first try. Then it all went sideways. What is this? Oh, there we go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and clamp these babies down. Try it from this side, so I'm not blocking the camera view. You see why it takes longer when you're recording? Okay, that one started. Let's get the next one started. Okay, so far so good. I put this bracket on yesterday. It's gonna be much better than that baling wire I had on the other one. All right. Let me go ahead and clamp her down somewhat. Because we're not gonna be able to access this later. Hopefully this Holly doesn't have any problems, but if it does, then I can get that 600 like I talked about. Anyways, that's that. Now you got these studs, so to speak, sticking out. They're actually just bolts, and I got the nuts and washers and a gasket, actual new gasket, but the old gasket looks fine. You can see that it was sealing properly, so maybe I don't need the new gasket. Save it. Because it's a different pattern and I don't like it. Nah, we'll put the new one. See, I always had a new gasket right here. And that one is going to fit properly. It's going to make the difference. So I'm going to scrape this off real quick. Then I got my washers and my nuts to put on. Let me find the scraper. We can clean that up. If not, I gotta use a wire wheel and I don't want to go crazy. Where is my little scraper? There we go. Just be gentle with it. These carburetors aren't getting any cheaper, guys. Guy could just invest in carburetors and price guaranteed to go up, right? Guns are a better investment if you ask me. But if you don't like guns, I say invest in something small, it's easy to store, that goes up in value. Gold, diamonds, you know, things like that. And there it is. What are we hitting on? going to be that EGR plate that I made. Oh, even better. It was just a kick down cable. Now we're on there. Okay. I got washers. And then I'll grab these nuts and I'll put them on. And then we'll go to some more time lapse, or nah, probably I'll just pause the video and bring you back. I can't see it. There it is. And we'll keep putting it back together. But when I come back, it'll probably be mostly ready to start checking for firing order. I got the new spark plugs too, which I'm going to be putting in. I got these Autolite spark plugs because they're a little bit shorter, and I'll show you that before we go. Let me just get each one of these kind of hand started. That way I can bring the ratchet in and finish the job. There we go. So I got an old spark plug here. Yeah, somewhere. Okay. That's gonna be pretty nice. You got to keep in mind that this is a low compression, low power engine. So we can be a little bit further away. See the size of the spark plug? And if you look at how it's going to screw in, it's about like that, right? So we hold those two together. Look at that. That's the difference between my header boot for my for the header burning my spark plug boot. So that's why I got these. It's not a hot spark plug. It doesn't go into the cylinder very far. This is what was in there. And you can get away with this because that's a low compression engine with a dished out piston, the 305, but this will work on 350 as well. So I'm gonna put these in and I'll bring you back when we have something more to show you. Okay, we got it, oh, what happened here? We don't need the choke set. We got pretty far. I got all the spark plugs in. Let me turn the light on. I got all the spark plugs in. Got the headers bolted down tight. I got the fuel lines hooked up. I need to go down below and hook one more transmission line up. I got the battery in and hooked up. I'm going to start that on the charger. And I got these cables. I know it looks like a mess up there, but down where the pipes are, it's everything's off. And I'm gonna probably cut some of that stuff, but I don't want to cut anything until I'm sure I got everything working. So I'm gonna find top dead center so I can run my spark plug wires. And I got this little test lead hooked up, and I know I got the red one hooked up over there on the solenoid. I got the black one over here. That way I can touch the red and the black here at the same time I got my finger on the hole. You know, it's only me here checking for compression, so let's get that going. Let me get you a view. I want you to miss out on the action. Can you see? Have to edit this part out maybe. There we go. That'll show you. So just touch these two wires together and it's going to crank. And so what I need to do is I need to hold them like so. And I need to bump it while my fingers. You know what I can do is I can probably stage this somewhere. Like right here. How can I do this? First of all, we need the light back down here for you. Second of all, I need something to hold this one wire down so I can do this one-handedly, right? That'll probably work because now I can just touch it. All right, let's look for top dead center. Yeah. So it's hitting each time. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping my thumb on it. At the same time, I'm looking for the distributor turning. And whenever I get the push of air from that compression of that cylinder, that's when I'm going to know I'm on number 1. It's going to happen right about here because I already watched it, but still, let's go. Here we go. Right there. So it's about straight down. Straight towards the front right here. Yeah. So. Right there. That's all I needed to do. I'll bring you back when I got all the plugs on and got everything hooked up and ready to try to fire this thing off. See how close we are on the timing. All right, we're approaching a moment of truth. I think I got everything hooked up. I'm gonna go ahead and put the key in ignition so the electric fuel pump starts working. I'm gonna check for leaks and for anything, smoking wires, that kind of thing. So this, the column's locked. Go on. There we go. Okay, that's working. I still haven't fixed my ignition switch to, okay, that's pumping. I'm waiting for the carburetor to fill up. The carburetor's starting to fill up. I can hear the pump is starting to work. That's it. Carburetor's full. Accelerator pump still works. That's great. So we should be ready to crank on it. Yeah, the way I got these wires now, I can do it from here. Where's my negative? Here we go. Who knows, it might even start. And the exhaust is hooked up, so it won't be super loud. I'm gonna try to adjust the timing a little bit. I got water in the radiator and I hooked up the transmission line, so we should be good. Let's see, about right like that. Nothing. How about here? How about there? Oh, I never put the power wire to the distributor. We weren't gonna get very far like that. How much battery life I got left? 50 something percent. All right, I believe this here is the power wire. I'm not gonna test it. I'm just gonna jam it in there and hope for the best. All right, now let's try it. That distributor, I think I need to give it another little half turn because it's awfully loose. Let me give that bolt another half turn. So if I do get it started, I can kind of get it in a good place. All right, that's better. All right, how about we try it and see what happens now. Okay. That was a little something. Maybe a little more. How about, is it too much? Well, that's as far as I can give it. How about the other direction? I hear something trying to happen downstairs. Well, that carburetor is not very liked. I can tell you that right now. It's probably way too big, but let me adjust it a little more. Because I had this all out of whack for that other car. I mean, for that other engine. And I think it goes into a throttle advance way too quick. Let me open up a window and get a fan on in here. I know you're thinking, I got the garage door wide open, but it's just on one side. If I get the fan in and plug it on, it'll clear this smoke out quick. Push it out this way. Car's sounding pretty good, so I don't think I need to worry about my exhaust too much. Get the stand on. I'll let this cool down. I'm gonna check some fluids and I'll be right back. I'm getting this baby dialed in, but I don't have a fan, so I gotta wonder about my water, right? I don't want to overheat it. Sounded pretty decent. Good sounding. Let me shut it down. It didn't even diesel. I know that it's hard breathing here. What's sizzling? Just a little leak from the booster. Still holding some vacuum. You hear that? Pretty amazing, actually. But that's a 305, baby. Anyways, it's time to eat lunch. The car's running. The radiator hose has got some pressure on it. And we're leaking a little. Maybe that's just water I spilled, though, actually. Filling it up probably is. Well, the next step's going to be to put a fan on it. I left the top of the shroud off and everything because I'm going to steal the fan from the F-150 to see what size fan spacer I need. But yeah, I can zip tie these spark plug wires up a little bit. We don't want to burn them off, but seems to be hitting on all 8, baby. All right, I'm gonna let this clear out, eat lunch, and then come back. But first things first, I'm gonna kick it over one more time, see if it'll restart without any issues. Which I think that it probably will. This is a stock engine now, so, well, a little better than stock, but. Ooh. That's what this engine used to do too with the Volkswagen. I don't know what that's all about, but let's try to get it off of that area. Let's try it now. Yeah, I think that flywheel's got an issue. There's like a section there that's no good. But listen to that baby purr. And that's old gas too, like years old. It was smoking quite a bit, but we've warmed it up now. Those homemade side pipes aren't sounding too bad, are they? The fuel level's right at the top on the front. I could bring it down, but I'm not gonna mess with anything until I actually drive it. Yeah, that sounds real calm and casual. I think we might have a decent running machine. All right. When I come back from lunch, I'm gonna put a fan on it and then we can test it on the road. Make sure the transmission still works right. All right, I got a fan in place. I don't know if it's gonna be the right one, but it's the one for right now. I actually robbed it off of my Ford. But, you know, wanted to get this done before it got dark outside. We can leave that. All I got to do is get all this junk out of the way. And I can pull the car out, see how it's going to roll. I'll probably try to find a belt for the power steering as well. But not for this first drive around the block, just to see if everything's going to work. I did find this air cleaner element. Yep, that's the right one. It's hard to do these things with the gloves on, but got to keep my hands soft for the ladies, you know. There we go. So all I got to do is zip tie these wires out of the way, and then I'm going to fire this baby up and take it for a test drive.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done.
Listen to that baby purr. One thing I did not hook up was the throttle return spring. So gonna have to get that. I should probably zip tie this radiator up onto the housing too, so it doesn't move while I do my test drive, because that fan was sucking it. So I'm gonna get that going real quick, and then we'll go for a test drive. All right, let's see. Got a little throttle cable action. It's not perfect, but it should work. And got to turn the key on. Come on now. Keep forgetting. I'm gonna fix that ignition soon, but for now, I just got to start it this way. I think that little adjuster underneath the column messed up. All right. Let's see if the throttle works. Then we'll take this around the block real quick. Yep. Seems to like it. All right, we're going for it, guys. That's more like it. The engine was stumbling all over the place with that 350. I think it really had a loose intake manifold gaskets, but only time will tell. Go ahead and make sure my lights work. One of my switches are broken, but the headlights are on. Oh. There we go. So my headlights are on at least. It's not quite dark yet, but it's getting there. And I do have insurance on this thing, so don't worry. Alright, enough fiddling around. My GoPro says 30%, so I probably got 10 minutes at most. Might need a little bit of a timing adjustment, but we'll see if it hits the gears and then we'll make it around the block. The brakes feel excellent with an engine that actually makes vacuum. The brakes are great. It'd be nice to have that power steering working, but I just didn't put a belt on because in the interest of getting this thing going. Of course, it's not going to downshift because that's not hooked up either, but that's okay. That's gonna do it, boys. In case you're wondering, we're cruising a casual 65 uphill, going back towards the house. All right, there you go. We bombed it around the block, shifted all the gears. Nothing blew up. The timing in the ignition and everything feels a little weak. But I think what I need to do is run out all this old bad gas, right, before I make any more changes, any serious changes. So I'm gonna do that. I'll probably drive it tomorrow to the grocery store or to the convenience store, and we'll go from there. But hey, we got it done. It's Friday night. I'm calling it quits for tonight. I gotta fix that light switch. Something went wrong there, but that's not a big deal. And then I need to fix this wiring right here. Something here is wrong. I need to fix that so my gas gauge works. That's where the dog chewed up my car. But other than that, I think we did good. So hey, like and subscribe, keep watching. We'll keep fixing this, and then we'll move on to other projects.